Hey Pac-12 fans, in this video I'm looking at Utah running back Zack Moss and his 177 all-purpose yards against the Arizona State Sun Devils. This video will focus on Moss, but if you want to read more about the schematic matchup as a whole, check out the link at the end of this video. Utah ended up winning this game comfortably at 21-3, but things were not easy for the Ute offense, and we can see an example of that on this play. Here, Utah's in a two tight end set, and they're running a zone play toward those tight ends. ASU's playing with two deep safeties here, and so the numbers are good for Utah to run the ball. ASU's lined up in a de facto 3-4 front, and Utah's using their tight ends to kick out those outside linebackers. At the top of the screen, we can see that this inline tight end is just firing out to block his outside linebacker. Meanwhile, the wing tight end up here is crossing the formation, and he's going to kick out the backside outside linebacker. With those outside linebackers out of the way, Utah's O-line is left just playing 5-on-5 against ASU's remaining front defenders. The center is blocking the nose tackle, and here we can see that he does a nice job of crossing that nose tackle's face and sealing him off away from the play side. Outside of the center, Utah should be in great shape with the offensive guards and offensive tackles combo blocking, getting a double team on these defensive ends before one person in each combo block slides off to take the inside linebacker. As we've seen, not only does Utah have the numbers that they need to block everybody, but they're actually going to be able to double team both of ASU's defensive ends. This is about as good as it gets from a schematic standpoint in the run game. As we roll this play forward though, we see that these combo blocks aren't going according to plan, and if we freeze the play right here, we see that both of those defensive ends have split their double teams and gotten into the backfield, forcing Moss to bounce the ball outside. As we've seen, ASU's tight end is supposed to kick out the outside linebacker up here, and because that outside linebacker is outside as a result of this block, he's going to be in perfect position to make the tackle. On this play, we see a similar problem. This is the exact same formational look, with Utah putting two tight ends to one side of the formation and then running zone toward them. On this play though, keep an eye on this defensive end. As we run it forward, notice how he smokes his right guard to get penetration, forcing Moss to redirect his path to the backside where an unblocked cornerback is free to pick up the tackle for loss. Now, occasionally the Sun Devils' defensive ends got a little over-aggressive, and in one of those cases, Moss was able to make them pay. On this play, watch this defensive end at the top of the screen. As we run the play forward, notice how he's got his hands on the left guard, and he's basically just trying to wash him down the line of scrimmage. In doing this, however, he takes himself too far to the inside. Moss shows great vision and composure to cut back outside of him, while the left tackle takes the inside linebacker and the wing tight end kicks out the outside linebacker. That leaves just a cornerback in the hole trying to take down one of the conference's best backs. He doesn't have a chance. This wide receiver here is going to release up to block the deep safety, and Moss is going to explode for a 32-yard touchdown to put the game out of reach. Aside from that run, it was tough to get too much going in the run game, but Ute offensive coordinator Andy Ludwig was able to take advantage of Moss's talents in other ways. Here, Utah's in a 4-wide spread set, and Arizona State's running the same pseudo 3-4 look with two safeties deep. On this play, Ludwig's going to motion Moss out of the backfield, and when Arizona State doesn't bump anybody out to cover him, quarterback Tyler Huntley knows that it's on. The outside wide receiver is going to block the cornerback, the slot wide receiver is going to block back on this safety, and that's going to create a nice lane in between those two blocks. That leaves this deep safety as the last unblocked defender, and when a running back's one-on-one like this with a defensive back, it's his job to make him miss. Moss runs through the tackle attempt and takes it 44 yards for a huge gain. The only blemish here is that he fumbled at the end of this play, but up until that point, it was a great run. This game shows why Moss is such a dangerous running back. Overall, ASU had a very good scheme and execution in place to take away Utah's traditional run game, but at the end of the day, they couldn't account for Moss's versatility and ability to break tackles and make guys miss, and that versatility is what makes him one of the best backs in the conference. Alright, that's it for this video. If you liked this analysis and you want to learn more about the schematic battle between ASU's defense and Utah's offense, check out patreon.com/Burke18. Otherwise, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel or check out my Twitter feed for updates on scheme from around the Pac-12 conference. Otherwise, until next time, go Utes!